Now, could this simply be more word salad from those on high, or do you think Northamptonshire Police, Fire and Crime Commissioner Stephen Mould could be onto something here? We all know that when it comes to police pensions, plod really need to commit the most abhorrent crimes in order to lose their pensions. And by abhorrent, I mean cousins and carrick realms rather than the odd indecent assault of a member of the public. This is something that comes up time and time again in the comments on this channel, and I've spoken about it before. Currently, the legislation only allows for an application to be made to the Home Secretary for consent to consider forfeiture of a pension, and only in certain cases. Section 211 of the Police Pensions Regulations 2015, under forfeiture offences committed by members, it states, if a member is convicted of a relevant offence, the pension supervising authority may, to the extent the pension supervising authority considers appropriate, require the scheme manager to withhold benefits payable under this scheme to or in respect of the member. 2. Paragraph 3 applies if benefits are to be withheld as a result of an offence falling within paragraph B of the definition of relevant offence. 3. The scheme manager may only withhold that part of a person's pension that exceeds any guaranteed minimum to which the person is entitled under A. Section 14 of PSA 1993, Earners Guaranteed Minimum, or B. Section 17.5 of that Act, Minimum Pension for Surviving Spouses and Civil Partners. 5. In this regulation, forfeiture certificate means a certificate given by the Secretary of State for the Home Department stating that the Secretary of State for the Home Department considers that the offence A. has been gravely injurious to the interests of the state, or B. is liable to lead to serious loss of confidence in service by members of police forces in England and Wales, and relevant offence means A. one or more offences under the Official Secrets Act 1911 to 1989, 6. for which the member has been sentenced on the same occasion to 1. a term of imprisonment of at least 10 years, or 2. or more consecutive terms of imprisonment which add up to at least 10 years, or B. an offence committed in connection with the member's service as a member of the police force and in respect of which the Secretary of State for the Home Department has issued a forfeiture certificate, which generally implies that unless they receive a term or terms of imprisonment of 10 years or culminating 10 years or more, or if they commit an offence in connection with their service as a member of the police force, then they're pretty much allowed to keep their fucking pensions. And this may be why we see so many lenient sentences being dished out to police. Maybe it's the state's way of saying, you might have been a scumbag, but you were in the police, so you deserve some benefit still. Which is bollocks, as members of the public lose far more benefits than plods do when we're jailed, and in theory, nobody should be treated better than others when they have broken the law. Although I do believe that if you are in a position of trust, such as in the police, and you commit an offence in connection with your role, then you certainly should be dealt with far more harshly regardless to the offence, especially seeing as an assault is now more harsher for the public if it is against plod. You shouldn't be able to have it one way and not the other. The Office of Stephen Mould said in a statement that the approval to set a formal process for that in Northamptonshire will mean pension funds are appropriately protected. It said it will also reassure the public that Mr Mould takes matters such as criminality seriously and will pursue sanctions available. But yet, even with such claims, we can't forget that Sadiq Khan said at the very beginning of this year that he would apply to the Home Secretary to have David Carrick's £22,000 a year pension stripped from him. But we haven't heard anything more from that. I can't imagine it's a very difficult decision to make, considering, but here we are, still waiting. Stephen Mould said he sought advice from senior members of Northamptonshire Police and his internal staff, as well as working with the Superintendents Association and Police Federation representatives before accepting the policy, which was approved on Friday. Now, this is all well and good, but legislation outweighs policy, and currently the legislation does not give them the ability to do what he's wanting. Although it sounds like a great idea and one I'm sure we can all get behind if it is done properly. Who makes a decision and how long before a sacked plod takes it to court in order to argue in favour of legislation over policy? Because let's face it, the legislation will win every time, and Stephen Mould and the rest of them will simply say, damn it, we tried, but oh well, in the hope that they'll actually get away with not actually achieving anything at all. But what do you think? That's what's important. Let me know in the comments.